Hello, and welcome to your very own Tech and More. Hope you guys are doing awesome. So, this is the part two of the playlist that is automation testing interview questions and answers. In the first part, we spoke about some questions from the scenario based perspective in Selenium WebDriver. In part two, we are going to continue with the second category that is the generic technical questions, and it is going to be huge list of questions. So, I've divided this into a set of 5 to 6 questions to be discussed in every video for better learning. Cool. So let's start. And of course, if you have any questions or any doubts, please feel free to share them via comments. Let's start. The question is, which method is used to maximize the window size of the browser? As you can see on the screen, the code is driver.manage.window.maximize. Let's go to Eclipse and see this in action. So first of all, I'm going to run this particular line of code without using the maximize method, and let's see how it works. And then we will use the maximize method to see how it works. Cool. So it triggered, and it's I gave in thread.sleep. Uh, but yes, did you see that it only covered a part of the screen? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this comment, and I'm going to now use maximize method in the script. And now let's see what happens. So see, do you see? This particular window got broad and it maximized in general, right? So that's what is the meaning of or the utility of maximize method for you. Now, a quick assignment for you guys. I'm going to discuss about this particular pointer in next video, but yes, just as an assignment to you, so even you research at your own level. That is, let me know what do you think is the significance of thread.sleep in Selenium driver. Okay, and I would like to hear your answers. Don't worry about them being right or wrong. Just share those answers via comment. Cool. Okay. So now let's go on to the next question. The next one is which method is used to fetch the URL of the current website? What is it saying? It says that if I go to, let's say, okay, let me just minimize this. If I go to login.salesforce.com and if I click on forgot your password, right? And if I want to fetch the URL, which is of the current web page, how do I do it? Let's go and see the code. So I am going to ask you to focus yourself on line number 31. I'm indexing with reference to the numbers written here. So line number 31. So basically, driver dot get current URL. That is, on whatever web page you are, if you use the method driver dot get current URL, you are going to be returned with a string that is the URL. Cool. We will see this in action, but let's have a look at the steps first. So basically, from line number 27, it is going to maximize the window. Of course, first open the Chrome browser, then maximize. Then it's going to navigate to the URL login.salesforce.com. Then it's going to click on the link which is forgot your password, right? And then it's going to fetch the URL which is on this web page. Cool. Uh, what we have done, we have basically created a string for this string variable for this URL, and we save it in this variable which we have named as fetched URL. And now system.out.println is going to print that URL with this, with this line which we have written. I need not explain that to you. So I'm going to run it again and we'll see it in action. Perfect. So it runs, it takes some time because we've added thread.sleep again. I'm waiting for your answer on that particular question. So yeah, now let's go and have a look at the console. So this is the console and it says fetched URL is https login.salesforce.com/secure/forgot password.jsp and so, right? Now let me go to that particular web page and let me see whether the URL being fetched is right or not. I feel that it is exactly the same one, right? So that is why we say that this particular URL being fetched is correct. You might question that there is a difference of US and UK. That the reason is that when we are using this automation Selenium WebDriver, it is opening a, an instance which is controlled by automation. So these addresses might vary, but the point is that whatever is the URL on that web page will be fetched automatically. Okay. Then the next one is, what is the difference between get attribute and get text methods, right? So guys, very easy, very simple words. fetched, basically get attribute is used to fetch the attribute value of an attribute, and get text is used to fetch the inner text of a given element. I'm going to give you an example. So go to continue button, right click, inspect this element. This is the tag and the attribute and the attribute value, right? So if I given get attribute, and if I give the attribute as value, the return or the result which is going to be given back to me as a result of that method is going to be continue. So basically the attribute value of the attribute, right? Number one. Number two, that is when I talk about get text. So if I want to fetch the text of this web element that is forgot your password, I will use an XPath that will help me navigate to this web element, and then I will use dot get text, and it is going to fetch me the text which is forgot your password, right? So yeah, and of course you want to see it in action. That always helps. So I have this already prepared. Let me do some uncommenting if you would give me some time. So cool, perfect. Now let's see what the results are. So basically, if you focus yourself on line number 40, 41, 44, and 45, uh, find element, how, I mean, I'm giving in the XPath here, and then I'm using dot get text method, and then I'm printing it, whatever the result is being returned. And then in line number 44, I have driver dot find element. Here and again, I'm using dot get attribute, and I'm giving the attribute that is, you have multiple attribute and attribute values. So it's vital, it's important that you mention that for which attribute do you need the value to be fetched, right? So now let me run this and let's see how it works. So this is the browser for you. It will take some time to run. Let's be patient and perfect. So now let me take you to the console. See, fetch text using get text method is forgot your password. So we were able to fetch the text of that particular web element that is forgot your password, which is this one, right? And then the attribute value of the attribute, that is value, was continue. Again, let me refer to it, becomes more easier to understand. The attribute value of this particular attribute, that is value, was continue. So were we able to print it? Yes, we were able to print it. So that works fine. Cool. Now, the next question is, what is the difference between get window handle and get window handles? This is a question that I feel is not that much frequently asked. So even if you know the gist of it, that's fine. But very quickly, get window handle basically returns the handle of the current window. So right now, when you see on my browser, there are three tabs open, right? If I give get window handle, I will be returned with the unique identification number of the current tab or the current window which is open, right? It returns a unique ID in as a string value. Right? That is get window handle for you. Then secondly, get window handles is basically it will return the handles of all the open windows or all the open tabs, right? That's it. And then the second pointer is returns a list of all the window handles allowing navigation between them. That is, it basically returns a set which will have the unique identification of all the tabs, uh, and then you can use them accordingly, right? So all in all, get window handle and get window handles is basically used to identify and determine the unique address of all the tabs, right? Every tab will have a unique address that will make easier for you to fetch the details. Cool. So that's that. The next question is how to handle pop-ups to upload image from the system. So let's suppose if I go to a form and if I click on maybe attach image or upload image, then this pop-up opens up, right? This is something that you've already seen a lot of times, right? So how do you handle that using automation? So there's a process which is auto IT and robot class. You use these third-party interventions to do so. Now, how do you do it? It's a lot more detailed process. So I'm not going to explain it right now. We will have another playlist wherein we talk about the framework in detail. I'm going to explain it there. But yes, for now, if someone asks you, you can say that we will be using third-party interventions like auto IT and robot. Okay. So yeah, I think these are the questions that I wanted to cover in this video specifically. I hope that these questions are being helpful to you. In case of any queries, please feel to reach out. And in the next coming videos, we're going to talk about and discuss about more questions from the Selenium interview perspective. So yeah, hope to see you soon and take care. Bye bye.